What's up, guys? How's it going? Wow, calling my girlfriend your lady? Excuse me. What's up, Azarine? What's up, Wonut? What's up, Throg? What's up, Megan? That's everyone I see in chat. Unless I'm blind. But that's everyone I see in chat. How goes it, peeps? Did I actually open my lobby? Let's see. I don't know if I did. I did! Haha! Okay, wait. Is it still doing the thing? Room settings. No! Look, Unique fixed the slashes. They don't happen anymore. That's hype. Ooh. You know, chilling. Being sleepy as usual. That's all of us for now. True, true. Oh, have to go left there? Alright, got it. I still don't know these tracks. They've been out for like 1 to 2 months, all of these tracks. And I still don't know like half of them. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay, got it. That's where I go. Why is the edge, it's soap? Are you serious? Oh my god. We'll see when someone feels like joining the lobby. I am alone today. I don't have anyone in voice chat or that I'm waiting for voice chat for. So we'll see how the stream goes. We're gonna just chill for now, I think. I don't even know if I'm gonna do track submissions today because I'm just shot. But also, like, I keep forgetting. But also, like, a lot of the mods are down, and I used to use a few mods to help me get track submissions easier, so I'm all in the lobby. I know. Yo! It's a Faust! What's up? Ugh, man. Wee. Beep boop beep boop bee doo bitty bitty boop 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 boo. How are you, Faust? Oh, I keep forgetting. Sleep/food is good. Maybe sleep early. Yeah, right, on a Wednesday. How is? Just woke up, saw this on my timeline. Hell yeah. You know, I'm chilling. I normally don't do the YouTube live, but yeah, I know. For me, you make exceptions. Ugh. Someday someone will join a lobby of mine. Someday. It'll happen. It'll happen eventually. People will be in here. I believe. People will come. Man, I'm just getting bad. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Track's over. GG, me. Well played, me. I was neck and neck with myself the whole time. Look at that, I got first. So much competition in this lobby. Lol, we all at work. What's up, Joe? Okay. So just hold break, got it. This is a corn shot map? How did I miss a corn shot map? Okay. Well, now I'm extremely interested, because I haven't played this yet, I don't think. Oh, gotta go that way, apparently. Wonder if he could add reverts to the last inversion could still be played. Tell mods to get up to date. Getting ready to be at work? Dang. What? Cornshot only makes fun tracks. I just haven't played this yet. So I'm like confused why it's eluded me, you know? I love Cornshot. He's a cool dude. I did a video with him back in the day when I was doing like interviewing map makers. It's a really old video by now though. A few years. A couple years rather. It's nighttime here though. Whoa, I didn't see that coming. Come on. Ugh. Gotta learn this track. Learn it. You're going to work at 10:12 p.m. Okay, so we land on the thing, and then this is ice, isn't it? Oh, it doesn't matter though. Okay. Uh-huh. Gotta go, see ya! Ooh! This feels so slow. There we go. Yeah, work overnight? Dang. Dang. What? Okay. I'm so confused. Are people just not... Oh? I see someone started up the game. I see someone who might join me in VC here soon started up the game. Let's see. Room settings. Yeah, list room and lobby. There just might not be anyone on right now. There was 2 other lobbies. One only had like 9 people in it, and one had like 3. It's a Zed.
It's like you called it or something.
What? No. No way. I called what?
Never.
I'm gonna move
Never.
the dog out of the front of chat.
Ever.
See, I looked at Discord to see if you were on before I started streaming, and you were a gray circle. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, we were eating dinner.
Okay. Hey, Walnut's in here now,
Yeah,
too.
pizza.
Sick. What's up, Walnut?
A local pizza place we like actually got put on DoorDash, and we were like,
Oh, sick.
pizza time.
Stop.
They have like this
Pizza
like
time.
potato like baked potato pizza. It's so good.
Baked potato.
It's really good.
No longer alone. Yeah, I mean, you know, I can hold my own without another person, but I do enjoy like just conversing on stream more than
All by myself.
Well, I was saying this the other day, but like, I mean, Zed's been watching me stream for basically as long as I've been streaming, which is a long time.
Oh, wow.
And he's seen me go through all my like ups and downs of having viewers and not having viewers and like struggling and you know
It's the streamer life.
yeah, the streamer life, all of the to be expected things.
Tubi? Oh.
More people on the track. Oh, Catch. Yo. What's up, Catch? Why are you still up? Oh, wait. You have insomnia, too. That's right.
What is sleep?
Starting to get that seasonal allergy feel, you know?
Ugh.
That gunk. That sweet, sweet gunk.
Sweet gunk. After 5 years of living in this town, I finally went to the zoo.
Oh? How was that?
It's yeah, it's a sad zoo.
It's a sad zoo.
It's just like we're in a small town, an area that really doesn't have tourism, so like it's a very low budget zoo.
Right.
There's some cool things to see out there,
Is it
but
like
it's
one of
definitely
those
low budget.
heat made me sleep all day? That happens. I've had that happen to me. Catch, if you wanted to, you're welcome to join in on the voice chat. If not, no pressure. We're having pollen showers? What are pollen showers? Is that just where, like, pollen's, like, falling from the trees? Or is that something else? Like, is that... I'm not familiar with that term. Today I opened the door to scooter into work, and some asshole locked out the door and pushed past me as I'm trying to enter it on my scooter like I opened it for him. I was mad, lol. Bing, 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 bing. Ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I took some pictures of the adventure. I saw an otter.
Let's go. River or sea otter?
River otter.
Yeah, the superior of the otter varieties, yeah.
We saw the single tiger that they have,
Oh, yeah?
the single wolf that they have, the single yin that they seem to have.
Man, they need, like, animal tender or something. There's way too many hot singles in that area.
There's a whole enclosure that was meant for bison that, because it's on the other side of the fence of that, is a baseball, like a softball stadium thing.
Oh,
And
yeah,
so
we have that.
it's got nothing but yellow softballs just throughout that entire enclosure, and they don't have animals in there anymore.
Oh, geez.
That's how bad it is. Some spots of the place, like
You're like, yikes.
it's an old zoo and has not been kept up that well.
Yeah, Azarine, we definitely have days like that. We get most of our pollen from, like, pine trees around here, though.
Pine trees.
Pine trees. They have so much pollen.
I know. I took pictures. I'll send them somewhere at some point.
Pictures?
Pictures.
You got some pictures?
Pictures.
I wasn't paying attention. I just saw Marv. I feel like he waved probably a while ago, but I'll at least be polite and wave back.
Wave.
Or salute, I guess. And then accidentally hit the slash button as I hit enter.
Salute.
Salute. Yeah, honestly, this is a burnt out Two-Face stream. This is a
EP stream.
Yeah, Two-Face had a long day at work. Two-Face's work had a sewer line leak, so my office smelled like gray water all day today. Two-Face.
Oh, great. Good times.
Yeah, it was disgusting, actually.
Fun times. Fun times.
You were SpongeBob today.
SpongeBob, my boy.
Ripping your pants.
I thought everyone was on my side.
Right?
I have ripped my pants at work a few times. It's never fun.
I actually didn't rip my pants. They just gave out on me over time. There's just a spot worn in them from wearing them too much. It's not like a rip, you know? It's like the material finally got thin enough that it just gave.
It ripped. Ripped from giving out. It rested in peace.
It's like frayed, but frayed to the point of failure. You know?
Frayed. Amethyst.
This track is hard to get the fast light on.
Yeah. Got
I felt slow as hell.
slow.
There we go. Need more arms up there, but
Oh no.
I'll take it for now. I really wish the off-road wheels were like a little bit more predictable. They seem to be like really squirrely at times.
Yeah.
The way they like magnet you to the track.
Magnet.
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 I'm going so slow. Oh my lord. Someone was saying they thought that maybe like this would be quicker, but I don't think so. I think you lose a lot of speed from doing that.
Yes.
Yeah, -4. That's rough.
Rough. I've got the speed.
Hmm? Doubtful in this run. But I'm gonna keep it to the next checkpoint and see. But I doubt it's faster. Nope.
I somehow found the speed.
Nice. Spidey webs everywhere.
I need pictures of Spider-Man.
Spiders are friends, not food. Glass cacti look cool though. Yeah, true. True facts. True facts has never been stated before. Can confirm.
Glass cactus kind of just sounds, or glass cacti sounds like a good band name.
Sounds like a cross between glass cloud and something else with a cactus.
Cactus cooler.
Man. Just threw away a perfectly good run.
Throw it away now. Cough,
Your video
cough.
doesn't want to fill my screen. Maybe you're on the wrong stream. You are on the wrong stream. Go to my YouTube channel and then click on the one that's the correct shape. There are two streams right now. One is for mobile and one is for desktop. I restarted. I shouldn't have. Well, GG. Yep.
Hibbity.
Yeah, no worries, man. Watching desktop version on my mobile. I feel like that's the way to go. Really, the only reason I do the shorts one is because it tends to be put in... If you are a person who watches shorts at all, it tends to put it in like people's shorts who are subscribed, like as they're scrolling through shorts. Mission accomplished. Nice. Welcome to the real stream, the big boy stream.
Big boy.
Watching desktop version on the table? No way. Yeah, well, I'm watching myself on my Samsung smart fridge. No, I'm kidding. I don't have one of those. My fridge that I use isn't even my fridge. I live in an apartment. It's the apartment complex's fridge. And it definitely isn't a Samsung smart fridge. Ah! Nope, okay. What's up, Mike Douglas? How goes it, Mike? How's it hanging?
Hanging?
Yep.
Hang on. Shit.
You ever watch YouTube on a Fitbit? Wild. I mean, technically Google Watches are Fitbits. So, like, I could if I wanted to.
Bit.
It's a woolly.
Wait, what do I...
It's a woolly.
A woolly mammoth?
A woolly.
Elefante.
Elefante. That should be like your alternate ego, woolly. Elefante.
Juan Elefante.
Or like your canon last name, Woolly Elefante.
Elefante.
Right. I like to put an E on the end of it and pronounce it Elefante.
Elefante. Where else I go from here? I feel like I'm lost.
Ugh. Just got home from work. Sweet. Same. LA Fonte? LA. I don't know, only if you like Los Angeles that much, I guess. Then I will permit it. Last I checked, not very many people were a fan of Los Angeles, but you might be one of the few who are. Who am I to judge?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles or Louisiana? Well, when you hear LA, do you think Los Angeles or Louisiana?
Louisiangeles.
Louisiangeles. Losiana? Would that be the opposite? Losiana? Is that like the more Hispanicized version?
The Hispanicized?
Hispanicized.
The more Hispanicized.
Losiana. Man, that one jump, it makes me anger.
Anger?
I anger.
Big Angie?
Ooh.
Big Angie?
I still need to get a controller? Just do it. Get an 8-bit controller before they're no longer available because of tariffs.
Yeah. Get them while you can.
Literally get them while you can.
Louisiangeles.
Because they're going to stop shipping to the US soon, and they're like some of the best controllers on the market.
Yeah.
And it makes me sad. This song is called "I Am Sad," so very, very sad. So sad. Thank you. This song goes out to the guy yelling from the audience. It's called "We Hate You, Please Die."
Now it's time to watch Scott Pilgrim again.
Yep. Just one of those movies, isn't it? One of those movies you got to watch every now and then.
One of those. It's a good one.
It's a good one. It's a good.
A classic.
It is inoffensive at the very least, and terrific at the very most. Ah, sorry. I checked a while ago and didn't see you there, so I just thought you weren't coming. My bad. It's a catch. It's a catch voice actor.
22.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
What's up, Catch?
How's it going?
Oh, you know, sleepy. The huge.
EP. EB and Neeby to sleepy.
I would take some of that sleepiness, please.
So I would like to let you know that I have now bought Basil Bottler of Zeepkist.
That's the best news ever.
And Ronan and I are planning on trying to do like a video with him just to see if it works. You know what I mean? Just like,
oh my god!
yeah,
please.
yeah. I'm actually hyped because he tickles my funny bone real hard. I love that guy. I've been watching literally every time he's gone live since you've rated him. I've been there. I have like forced my friends into that stream. Like, he's quiet. Who? No. Yeah, like, well, I bought. So Catch is the reason we know who Basil is, right? Catch rated Basil one day, and I was like AFK. When Catch rated, and I was like, I literally messaged Catch and I was like, yo, this guy you rated is a trip. And
yeah, I
and
know
now we're all
Basil for
obsessed.
years.
He's a cool dude.
One of my friends, we were on holiday in France, and one of my friends was like, wanted to put something on that was like background noise to a drinking game, and he was like, okay guys, you're gonna have to bear with me for this, but it'll grow on you. And he put Basil Bottler on, and
Yeah.
we all ended up not playing a drinking game and just being absolutely fascinated by this guy.
He's so random, dude. He's like, he literally is just like, I don't. Literally, he was playing a game that he's played like 4 times now, where like all he knows that what happens in the game is like, you play as an old lady and she always eventually dies, and that's like the entire premise of the game. Like, you're playing this old lady in like an apocalyptic, like post-apocalyptic world, and she just like, he's like, I don't really understand the game other than this old lady always dies, and I'm like, what?
I just love how he has like hundreds of songs that either he or fans of his have made.
Oh yeah,
But
for
he
sure.
gets like 10 viewers every stream. It's so
Yeah.
criminal.
No,
he has like so much incredible content and just never gets any viewers.
It's so funny too, because like some of the other viewers that are like regulars there have like started to recognize who I am, and they're like, wait, you're American? And I'm like, yeah, like British humor gets me, come on. Like,
yeah, it is a very, very dry British humor.
I love it.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So for those of you who in chat, who is probably all of you, but that don't know who we're talking about, there's this guy on Twitch whose name is Basil Bottler, and he wears like a mask while he streams, but he's basically just like a comedy streamer. Like, he just does wacky things the entire stream. But it's all like dry British
He is
humorized.
a comedian, so he's done stand-up and stuff before.
Right. He was talking to. I had my friend Liz come join the stream once, and he was talking to her about like a streamer she had met, and she got all excited about it. Because she's from the U.S., but her mom's from the U.K., so like her family's all over in the U.K., so she's very like, you know, involved. They're trying to move over.
He's just an old British dude who's been streaming for like 15 years to basically no viewers, and it's absolutely criminal because he's just so out there.
Dude, it's great. I really honestly super enjoy his streams. I'm super sad that I don't get to do D&D with you though. Looked like you guys were having fun the other day.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the group I put together.
Nice.
Because normally, if I was doing an online D&D thing, it would be I try and find D&D players and then play with them online. But with this, it was more like with the intention of being a show. I wanted to find actors or people who had like theatre backgrounds or entertainment backgrounds.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really feeling the rewards from that decision. Because
you got like a lot of good role players. You got like a lot of people who really just soak in the character. Dude, I was sitting the other day and I was like, man, I really just am craving playing Dungeons and Dragons right now. And it's really because I have this character I'd really like to do. That's like a reformed villain, right? Like all he knows is evil, but he's trying his best to do good.
A
right?
reformed villain.
Yeah, like every now and then, like, we have to save these orphans. Oh, so you'd like me to throw them all in the fire? You know, like... But yeah. I've been missing it. I haven't had a solid group of people to play with for a while.
That sucks. But it's also pretty common.
Yup.
Hmm?
Like Little Nicky, kinda. Maybe a little less drastic. Maybe, like, I feel like Little Nicky's, like, very, Americanized. I don't know why. Maybe a little less that. Maybe a little more fantasy-based, you know? Less rooted in... More rooted in, like, fantasy gods and less rooted in the world. My sister is a frequent dungeon master. Ooh.
Feels awfully quiet. Like I can't hear either one of you. I'm not sure if that's on purpose or not.
That's weird.
Oh.
I
can hear both of you just fine, so...
Same.
It was just really quiet for a second, so I wasn't sure because I saw movement on the thing, so I wasn't sure if it was like talking or not, or if it was just really quiet. I was confused.
Wait, what are you saying is quiet? The stream, or are you saying we're quiet in
No,
Discord?
it was like it sounded like so quiet, almost as if like mics had cut out. So I was like, I don't know if we're because I thought I saw movement on the mouth, but not audio for a second on the stream.
That's weird.
That's weird. Everything's fine.
I'm gonna move both of you over a little bit since you're...
Do it. Do it.
There we go. Well, we'll just put you here. So you slept through the day, did you, Catch?
Mate, I can't handle heat at all. I have no inbuilt cooling system. It just doesn't work.
No, I feel it. I feel it.
And the only room in my house that has an aircon is my bedroom, which doesn't have anything to do in except sleep. So I went up there to cool off and then just ended up falling
And then
asleep
you're just
for most
like,
of the day.
okay, honk shoe.
Yeah. Like sitting at my computer with even like with a normal fan blowing at me, just it isn't okay.
Yeah, that sucks. I live like on the third floor of like it's like the top floor of our apartment complex, so we get all the heat from everyone else, and then also the sun on our ceiling. So in the summers, it gets pretty spicy in here.
Well, a box fan or something as your friend.
Yeah, we have a collection of fans. They're never enough. We don't have any
I always find
air
it difficult to
conditioning either.
complain about heat as a British guy though, because it never gets too hot over here.
Yeah, no AC.
But we have no infrastructure for it. But also, it's always really humid, so you don't like sweat.
The area,
in the same way you would.
The area I live in, and like the parts of the UK I've been in, are fairly similar, like both in temperature and in humidity.
Sure. Like I can handle a lot more heat in a hot country than I can handle in the UK. I don't know whether it's just the humidity or the infrastructure or what it is, but
It does kind of depend on the heat. Like, I grew up in the desert where it was 120 degrees sometimes in the summertime, and it was a dry, just cooking you heat. And like 120 degrees Fahrenheit is like what, 48 Celsius?
45-ish, yeah.
It's around that. I would wear like all black like pants and shirts and stuff because while hot, also I'm very pale and burn very badly. The sun isn't nice.
No. The sun hates me.
Yeah.
The sun is not a fan of me, and I am not a fan of the sun. Are you North Catch?
What in
North
the
UK? Yeah.
No, I'm
No?
pretty mid.
You're pretty mid. Pretty
Pretty mid in
catch
most
your
aspects of life, including my
catch
position
you're
in
really
the
mid. So what, like, I mean, feel free to not answer, but like Birmingham or...
No, the opposite side, the ball sack.
Oh, okay.
Norfolk.
Yeah, the ball sack. Gotcha.
Yeah.
The ball sack.
Well, if you have like a mental picture of the UK, you could generally get where I mean when I say the ball sack.
I live right on the ball sack of the UK.
UK's
It's a
ball
nice
sack.
place. Norfolk's really, really nice. I would always recommend it for tourists. We've got,
I've been like I've been like York, Leeds, Chester, Manchester, Liverpool, Plymouth, London. Very north and very south, but I never really stopped in the middle anywhere. Realistically, I was just
Sure.
like couch surfing across the UK, basically, and I just went where I had friends at the time, so that's where I stopped, all those places, and I just got a train pass.
Norfolk's more akin to like the Netherlands than anything. It's
Yeah.
very flat, and there's lots of broads, like rivers and lakes, covering the whole county. It makes it very different from a lot of the rest of the UK.
I did really enjoy.
We literally don't have like a single motorway or mountain in
Dang.
our, or even large hill really, in our entire county.
I mean, I didn't
Dang.
see very many large hills at all when I was when I was in the UK. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think in Ronan's area was where I saw like the most hilly area.
We have some mountains. We have some national parks around, like Ben Nevis and stuff, mountainous areas. But
This is also coming from a guy that lived like really close to a mountain range his whole life. So
sure.
California.
yeah, surrounded by
Various
mountains in all
various
directions.
mountain ranges.
Grew up next to a couple volcanoes.
London area is pretty flat. When you get quite south, it's pretty flat as well. Yeah.
Plymouth was like probably like the most like different of the areas I was in, just because like just very like beachy vibes, very coastal, you know.
Mm.
The next closest area I was to the coast was like Liverpool, but Liverpool's like very industrial along the coastline, so like being in Plymouth was very much more like a touristy coast, you know.
Yeah, we have a few of those in Norfolk. We have the only ones you may have even heard of, probably at Great Yarmouth and Cromer, but possibly not.
I plan on trying
Great
to.
Yarmouth's a really interesting one because it has this really weird reputation where foreigners hear about it being wonderful, and every local knows it's a fucking shithole. I once got threatened by the mafia of Great Yarmouth.
Lives on the
That was a
ball
good
sack,
time.
explains the humidity.
True. Yeah,
Oof.
I was working as a bouncer basically for a theater company,
Mhm.
and this guy comes up to me. He's like, "You gonna let me in then?" I'm like, "What do you mean? Why would I do that? You've got to wait in the queue." He's like, "No, I don't. I'm part of," and then he names like what is essentially the mafia of Great Yarmouth, which is just so awkward because it's like a stupid
Mhm.
little seaside town. It's like-
Mhm.
and in the end, I let him in, and then got told by loads of people who are from from Great Yarmouth that like they are actually a really scary group that go around threatening businesses and stuff, and it's like,
Oh geez.
Oh dear.
yeah, it's not just like an empty threat. He's actually part of this group that go around and get money from businesses and threaten them and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Azarine.
hell?
I grew up like 4 or 5 hours from like the Grapevine area. Is that what
More
you'd
than that,
say?
even I'd say more than that. I think it's more SoCal. It's because it's like a whole stretch of like a mountain pass, if I can recall correctly. I remember driving through it, growing up a lot because that's the route to get to the family's house and all that.
Right.
So I grew up driving up and down the state of California, like since I was little, like with family.
Yeah, guys, don't forget to like the stream, or I'll come find you.
Do it and cry at your doorstep.
Yeah, just sob on your front doorstep. SoCal, best Cal.
SoCal,
Uh,
it's hard to say.
they are,
As someone,
every
so
part of
okay,
California has its flaws. Let's put it that way.
I born in NorCal, raised in SoCal, and then lived in NorCal for a bit more. I will say there's definitely a lot of pros and cons to both.
Yeah. I definitely, let's put it this way. I'm glad I don't live in the state anymore.
I'm born in Reading.
Lived near Sacramento / Reading. I was born and raised in Reading.
Yeah. But for as far as SoCal, I lived in Coachella Valley. So like, and well, that whole area of like Coachella Valley down like Inland Empire,
Ooh,
all the way
practically
down to
family.
Blythe.
Ooh, come on. Good enough. I'll take it.
And technically, my dad was born in Sacramento.
Sacramento. Yummy, yummy.
California blood. I will say I do miss living in Cali, but at the same time, I don't miss living in Cali.
There are pros and
I
cons,
miss
right?
things. I miss the pros. I don't miss the cons.
Right. I definitely don't miss Reading, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I don't miss Reading.
Everyone in chat lived in California. I really don't miss Reading. I'm so glad I moved away from Reading.
I miss NorCal for some of its scenic spots. Like I miss like Humboldt County, going out there. That was fun. Even though it wasn't the best area to be in, but like it was still neat to go out there. I just miss going to that kind of coast.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot of that kind of coast here, so I don't.
Yeah, you have. I don't have.
That's
any
like
of that here,
the
so.
only kind of coast we have here. So.
Yeah. I just got flat desert New Mexico. I got nothing right now. Let's look at. So. I miss ocean.
If I was to visit Cali, where should I go?
Oh
What's
man, Redwoods.
Yeah, Redwoods would be worth it.
Redwood Forest, probably the best
I mean,
area in California.
if you want to see the woods and like the outdoors and stuff, definitely go. You know, there's spots you can definitely find like national parks and stuff like that. You can go to that are great. Really depends on what you're wanting to see.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it depends on what you're like passionate about, I guess, right?
Yeah.
The problem is like north to south, California is like 14 hours driving, like from the north border to the south border. So it's like
14 to 16.
Like if you wanted to, visit somewhere like in the state, you would want to make sure you were on the correct half of the state to like kind of get to it in a day.
It's also a very big state, just in general, like as far as people go. So
Yeah,
some parts of the
it's
state
the
are going to
most
feel
populous
wildly
state, isn't it?
different.
No, it's
Very
is it the
popular,
most?
very popular. It's very populated, but it's also very diverse in its population there.
True.
I think I'd
Um,
probably go for like a month with the intention of like going to a con at some point, because there's some pretty world famous conventions that happen in California.
Nice.
I know in California, as far as, I mean, of course, obviously there's like Comic-Con, like San Diego Comic-Con, those kind of big ones like that. I know Fanime is in San Jose. There's a lot of different kinds of big conventions and sorts that they have out there,
Gah.
especially in LA and the Bay Area. I would say as long as you know somebody that lives like, as long as you have a local that you can like have as a guide to really just show you all the good stuff, not just all the touristy stuff, then you're set.
I'm a really bad person to ask things because I'm one of those people that I travel for friends, and I just rely on my friends are like, "What do you want to do while you're in town?" I'm like, "What do you do for fun?" Like, I don't care about any of the touristy things really for the most part. Like, I just want to do whatever is going to be the best time with the friends I'm visiting. Ronan and I went to an arcade in Leeds, for example, like on my birthday.
I mean, I guess the way I'd say it is like, if there's anything that you've been always wanting to see, go see it, you know? But also, just check out some of the local cool stuff. It's like, we're just vibing it.
I have also been there, Azreen. Well, that depends. Was it the Shakespeare Festival? Was it the Shakespeare Festival in Portland, or was it the one in that city that starts with an A that I can't remember the name of? That's like just above Medford, about 45 minutes an hour. Oh, what's that city called?
Medford.
I hate Medford.
Yeah.
I just don't like Oregon
More like
as a state.
Midford.
But Oregon as a state can fuck right off. Sorry if you live in Oregon, not sorry.
The funny thing is, I'm like, only reason I moved to Oregon right now is to live near my siblings.
Every time I drive through Oregon, I hate it. The other city, it was super close to. Oh, man, I can't remember. Hold on, can't remember the name of it. I know what you're talking about though. No, not Billings. There's a town in Oregon that literally is like the Shakespeare place, and I can't remember what it's called right now, and it's bothering me. I want to say it's. I'm looking at a map right now in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing. I have to find Medford first. There's I-5.
I used to play shows in Medford.
Is it in Ashland? It might be Ashland, which is south of Medford.
Ashland sounds very, very close to it.
I think it might be Ashland.
Yeah.
Because there's Eugene. Salem. I think it's Ashland. If I had to guess, my final answer, Alex, it's Ashland.
Also, Oregon is one of the states where you can't fill your own gas. They have attendants that come fill your gas, which really sucks when you're driving at midnight across the state. Because there's nowhere open that will pump your gas. So if you're running out of gas, you're kind of screwed. Unless you find someone that's... it's like a employment thing, I want to say, or something. I don't know. Oregon has weird laws, but they also have like some things that are kind of like, I don't know, like in some ways I guess good, but I don't know. Like, they're an odd state.
One of my least favorite things about driving through Oregon is they allow 3 trailer semi trucks, and there's how many passes in Oregon State, and they all go like 5 to 10 miles an hour up a mountain in a 3 trailer semi truck, and it's the worst thing to have to be on the road with, because they're trying to pass each other and they're barely going faster than the other guy at like a snail's pace, and there's only 2 lanes, so you're stuck behind the slightly faster one.
It also doesn't help that the speed limit's like 55 in the entire state.
Yeah.
And like that, and so when you're as a California driver, especially in Northern California, you'd see Oregon plates, and that person typically was going stupidly slow on the freeway.
Fun fact.
I was thinking 55 isn't that slow, but it's kilometers an hour, isn't it?
Miles an hour.
It's miles, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, miles per
that's
hour.
not too slow. Well, I guess
Well-
it is in America.
Well, so
In
like
California,
I would say
California was 65, but the
Yeah,
unwritten
most-
rule was 75.
most of the US is like 60, 65-ish.
Texas is like up to 80 almost, I think.
Idaho goes up to 90 at least.
Yeah, some states are fast, and like with California, at least in a lot of states like this too. But with California, at least like the written limit was 65 to 70, but everybody went at least 5 to 10 over.
Yeah, Ryder.
And
but
as long
see,
as you're going, as long as you're going
Nevada's
the pace. Well, that's
Go ahead.
Nevada, but California. Oh, I was trying to you responded to that. Okay,
yeah, I was responding.
I was like, wait, Nevada, what?
Yeah.
The one time I've been visited in the States, we went to Washington DC
Mm-hmm.
for most of it, various museums and stuff, and then we also took a trip to the Blue Ridge Mountains, which was nice. But we also did get stopped for speeding, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Also,
But-
dependent on the state, on how they're if it's a state PD versus local, it really also depends on how strict they are and stuff
I
too.
think it was park rangers.
Park
because,
rangers.
Because it's a national park, right?
So federal officer then.
I'm very
Unlikely,
but-
unversed with East Coast US. Unfortunately,
Sure.
I could not
Yeah, no,
confirm or deny if
the-
whatever you're talking about was a state park.
The furthest east I've actually physically traveled myself, even just in this country, in the world even, is Fort Worth, Dallas, Texas, and that's just to go to that airport. That's literally as far east as I've been able to even get. So
Last I heard,
So they-
emo that was like rescinded in the last few years. I think it was like my girlfriend has family in Montana, and I remember like everyone talking about it last time we visited, which was, I don't remember how many years ago it was, but it was like 2 or 3. I want to say. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about all of it. Could just have been a fever dream, you know? You guys ever like dream up something and then you're like, oh yeah, I remember this person saying this, and then
absolutely.
it was all a dream. I go through that airport all the time, says Azarine.
But Fort Worth, Dallas.
I would assume so. No other airports were mentioned to my knowledge.
Yeah. I went through it when I went to visit Two-Face on the, outgoing and returning flight. And both times the terminals were a pain to get between, and it was not a fun experience in that specific airport. I'm very much familiar with Sacramento and Ontario airports in California. Those are the two that I'm like the most familiar with.
I'm more familiar with the Ontario, Canada airport than I am the Ontario, California airport.
See, whenever I'd fly up to come visit in the NorCal, I was flying through Ontario, and so like I would always fly alone too. So like even if like as a kid, I knew how to navigate that whole terminal area for Southwest at least. And I was going to Sacramento Airport before and after the remodel. I've been through San Francisco Airport, I think, a couple times.
I think I've been in San Francisco airport once, but it was for a layover. So I didn't
I've been there for a layover, and I've been there for just to fly out to Vegas one time.
Vegas.
Yeah. Been to McCarran, yeah, in Vegas, and that's just nothing but like cigarette smoking, pot and slot machines.
I mean, Vegas is slot machines and cigarette smoke. What
Yeah,
do you
no.
mean?
But that's all the airport is too.
If you like slot machines and or cigarette smoke, visit Las Vegas.
Pretty much.
I don't like either of those things.
Yeah, I don't like Vegas. I've been there like 2 or 3 times in my life, and every time I've been, it's made me like it less.
You know, going as a kid sucks.
Man, our last Vegas
Because-
trip, oof, yeah, that was an experience.
Honestly, if you know somebody in the area and like go hang out in Henderson, it's a lot better. Like, or go somewhere else and hang out. But yeah, being on the strip proper and all that, it's a nightmare.
I would just honestly recommend staying away from the entire state of Nevada. That's my honest recommendation.
As a furry, I quite enjoy going to BLSC in Reno, and if Mom's living in that state soon, I'm visiting it. As far as I know, my mom's moving there. Kind of has no choice to, but
All of Nevada is slot machines. Vegas is just a piracy tourist trap, or a
Not
pricey
all
tourist
that.
trap.
not all
Piracy.
of Nevada. You just got to go down to Tonopah, Nevada, where they have the world infamous Clown Motel.
As someone who lived in Nevada for almost a decade, I agree. Never again. Yeah. Honestly, I could not live in Nevada.
I'd only really be okay living
I
in
would-
the Reno area myself.
I would go back
that's
to
just
my
because there's a
hometown
scene up
before
there.
living anywhere in the state of Nevada any day. And that's saying something, because I really don't like my hometown. But God, Nevada crackheads are a different brand of crackheads.
I mean, you got crackheads everywhere.
That's true, but Nevada crackheads are a different brand of crackheads.
A lot of them are from California.
right,
vice
but they
versa.
live in Nevada.
Not all of them, trust me. Some of them come from Nevada and come back to California. I've known some.
Nevada, the land of that's legal? Yeah, basically. It's either that's legal or wow, you have enough money to pay for not getting arrested for that? Think like, I don't know. It really
Yeah,
depends.
no, I'm kind of. I see. Yeah, Redding is already its own breed of special. That, like, you talk about Nevada crackheads, and I'm like, Redding itself is its own breed of crackhead.
Oh, for sure.
So like,
But I
that's
know
the
how to
thing.
deal with
me,
those.
Like,
I don't know how to deal with Nevada crackheads. I know how to deal with Redding crackheads.
I'm telling you, like half of them are from Nevada or Oregon.
Don't get me started on crackheads. I live in Michigan. Ugh. Man.
I think there's too much readily available alcohol for us to have such a cracker problem in the UK. Everyone just gets so drunk that they kind of forget drugs exist to some extent.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hard drugs in Northern California, but that whole area too just has a lot of hard drugs.
Yeah.
Like you go up to Medford and it's bad. You go up to, you go out to Reno, it's gonna be bad. Like you're gonna find spots, but like that whole area where it's the border of Susanville to Nevada area, like that's bad too. Like there's a lot of bad areas on the outskirts in California, that's for sure.
If you ever happen to be to Indy, avoid Anderson then. Indy meaning
Indy.
Indiana? Or am I confusing it?
'Cause if we're talking about Anderson, California,
Right. Don't even get me started. I only have like a handful of friends in Indiana, and they're in the Indianapolis area. I don't think I'd ever have a reason to go anywhere else in the state. I totally know state stuff. Definitely not lost. Yeah. It's how it goes sometimes, you know? Just talking about where we live. At least I didn't have to describe where I lived as the ball sack of the country.
The ball sack.
And then proceed to call it humid.
A humid ball sack of country.
No.
Also, I will say, as far as California goes, you're gonna go to the SoCal spectrum. At least in my experience, you want to see crazy, just go out to the desert.
Desert
Let's
crazy
go
is a
out to,
different
like,
brand of crazy.
Joshua Tree, 29 Palms, that whole area. That's its own breed too. Like,
Well, that's kind of what like, not to bring fiction into this, but like the crackheads in GTA 5 in the desert, right? Isn't
Yeah.
that based on that area?
Yeah, basically.
so like that whole desert area, it's kind of it's an amalgamation, right? So like there is this area in SoCal in the desert called the Salton Sea. And it's a man-made lake that was by accident made because of like they were trying to divert water to an area. And because it became this little lake in the middle of like the desert, they decided to actually like, oh, well, now we have a little like lake that we can have people go to as a little like getaway. It's a little like go boating and have a dock and have property. And they try to make it like this little getaway for LA to, you know, come to this desert oasis. And that's a lot of the vibe in Southern California desert area, because like Palm Springs was the getaway for a lot of Los Angeles elite back in like the 50s and stuff, and like 60s. So like a lot of that stuff is still there, but because all of it's, you know, died out, it's just dilapidated and just bad. But the lake itself is like a toxic just waste dump because it's nothing but salt and dead fish. And just like it's just horrendous. Like you're on the beach and it's not sand you're walking on, it's fish bones. And it's crazy because people still live there even though it smells horrendous because like the smell of just rotting fish in the sun all the time. And
Well, you don't like sun rotten fish.
The thing is, like living in the valley, living in like La Quinta, Palm Springs, like that area, that would waft that whole stench of that lake, and it's a huge lake, would waft all the way up to the valley. And so you would smell just like rotting fish and salt and weird shit on the wind. And so like, but a lot of like that little area in GTA 5 where it's like a lot of the trailer park, white trash kind of vibes and stuff, kind of it's mirroring that a little bit. But also just some of the other kind of vibe like that in the desert, because there's a lot of like just trailers out there in the middle of the nowhere, you know, desert. Yeah, and it costs even more to move away. Yeah, exactly. Your property's not going to be worth enough for anybody to want to buy it, but in the state of California, anywhere else is going to be drastically more expensive. So you're kind of screwed if you live there. If anything, you're broke. You bought a house there for a reason because that's what you can afford, basically.
But you live in California.
Yep. Granted, though, if I still lived in the desert, I mean, I would have things I would enjoy doing out there still, probably, if I had the money for it. Like, if I actually was well off and lived in SoCal or something, I would probably be fine if I was well off. But that's a different universe.
Sun-dried tomatoes, no. Sun-dried fish, yes. Lol. I am not a fan of sun-dried tomatoes. Not my thing.
I'm just not a big fan of tomatoes.
There's like a certain stank to a sun-dried tomato that I just don't like.
I prefer pickles.
Pipples?
Pickles. See, I'm the desert. I miss a lot of, because like we used to go riding quads out there, like 4-wheelers and stuff, and so I missed a lot of that aspect. Going out to Akatia Wells, and we never went to Glamis, but I always wanted to go to Glamis. But also being in Coachella Valley, you had like, I don't know, it was kind of bougie out there, so there was stuff to do. A lot of golf courses, stupid amount of golf courses, which in itself is an issue in California. So with water usage and all that stuff.
Oh, California drought? Never.
Never. Ocotillo
Never.
is lovely.
California? Fire? No. Wouldn't
California
happen.
on fire. That would
Doesn't
never
happen.
happen.
That's fake news.
Whenever anybody in where I live at now asks me, like, why'd you move out here of all places? And I'm like, I got sick of the wildfires in California. That's one of my reasons. Because like up until I moved, we had the, recently around that time before I moved, we had the campfire and the car fire.
Wildfires and earthquakes, that's what we got in California. Do you like wildfires and earthquakes? Move to California.
You think the golf courses are stupid and we grow rice, almonds, and fruits? See, like, agricultural wise, I'm not upset. When it comes to like golf courses though, where it's like it's a luxury thing, I can understand having 1 or 2 golf courses in your city or what, in like a big city. When you have like every other block of land is golf course, that's like horrendous. And that's how Coachella Valley is. Coachella Valley is golf course on top of golf course on top of golf course, and every one of them is extraordinarily expensive and uptight as all fuck because they're stodgy rich golf courses.
I prefer the earthquakes to tornadoes. Oh, definitely. I don't know if I prefer the wildfires to tornadoes though.
You say your hometown in California got wiped out by the campfire. Would that be paradise? I'm guessing then, or as our Orange Cheeto leader said, pleasure.
Pleasure.
Literally in the town after it burnt down, standing there in front of its town folk in the aftermath of the fire, didn't even say the right name of the town.
Retri, I've never even heard of the game Elder Scrolls. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I remember Paradise. I remember when the fire happened. Actually, a good friend of mine, his mom lived in Paradise, and he was like yelling at her to like just get everything in the truck and go. It was a huge issue because it's PG&E's fault.
Yep.
Too, like it was PG&E that not taking care of their grids. They would buy up all the energy grids, but they wouldn't take care of any of them. They don't maintenance any of them. So there's a lot of old equipment that was faulty, and so that's what sparked a lot of those fires, especially the campfire. It was faulty equipment that sparked up dry brush, and it was such a hot, fast burn. It just torched the entire town.
It's kind of like Elden Ring, but actually good. I don't know, man. Can I get like hit in a single shot by a boss, or do I have like an infinite HP bar? I prefer to just be yeeted by a boss. You're not good at a game unless you can no hit. Southeast Nevada is the land of fire and ice, as freezing in winters, massive wildfires during the summer.
See, funny enough, where I'm at, and when I'm being in New Mexico, even we have wildfires out here too, because we have like some more of the foresty areas like Ruidoso and up towards Santa Fe, up in those mountains that are kind of like southern Colorado area as well. We'll get a lot of big wildfires.
Yeah, but are the mud crabs the size of a building? If they aren't, I'm not interested.
Same mud crabs, and I'm just thinking of the mod where it's like the whitest kids you know. Just, oh, now you fucked up.
I don't like when bosses toy with me, just one-shot me and get it over with. Exactly, Emo, exactly.
Just get the job done.
In all seriousness, I struggle liking the Elder Scrolls games.
Uh,
I'm sure there's a
I
mod
wanna-
for that. Lol.
I want to try Oblivion with this new remastered one. I want to
It's
actually try
good.
to give it a go, probably, but
It's good so far. I feel like I have so much health. I feel like I have so much health. I feel like an enemy hits me and I'm like, was that a breeze? Was that a breeze that just came in the room? Like, I can sit there and stare at a skeleton just, like, swinging at me for 5 minutes and be fine.
Are you more into Dark Souls style?
I mean, that's what I've been playing for the
that's-
last few years. I
gonna
wouldn't
say
say that,
that-
like, traditionally I have always been a Dark Souls guy, but, like, in the last, like, 3 or 4 years, yeah.
very much into Dark Souls or Souls,
am.
those Souls type games.
And the exact opposite. I cannot stand Dark Souls type games.
I
They
rage quit.
recently,
I rage quit my first time. I didn't. I got
With
to like the
Puff
very end of the
Exile.
game, and I just was like, nope, I give up. I hate this.
Have you heard of Path of Exile?
Yeah, so I had an unhealthy relationship with skill trees for a while, and a lot of my friends were like, "You should play Path of Exile."
Yeah. No, but like Path of Exile 2 is sort of in beta at the moment, and it's very much gone down like the Dark Souls route of you have to dodge the boss's attacks or you just get stun locked and fucked.
Right.
Which is very different to PoE 1 where quite often you could just stand in whatever the boss was doing and out leech the damage they were doing.
For me, I think I
Um,
like Souls games because they kind of like make me feel like I'm playing like Guitar Hero almost, like, or like a rhythm game where it's like, okay, you got to be like on time here. You know what I mean? If you're not on time, you get penalized for it. Like,
Yeah, I
it,
think
it
you
like
might
scratches
like
that itch.
PoE 2 then, but I can't stand it. And I've got like 500 hours in PoE 1 and I cannot stand PoE 2 because they went that route with it where yeah, it's kind of like a rhythm dodging game where I just want to hit things with a stick and not have to worry about it.
For
Like,
me, it's like. Go ahead, go ahead.
I quite often play games with like TV shows on, and I'm half focused on both.
Oh, I don't do that like at all.
Obviously,
Yeah,
you cannot
I
do
do
that
that.
with something like Dark Souls.
I do that often. I have games where I put it on while I watch stuff because that's the only way I can watch things. I have to be doing something while watching something because I'll fall asleep or something if it's just me trying to watch it by itself, or I won't focus on it at all.
Yeah, and like you could definitely do that with PoE 1, and you definitely can't do that with PoE 2.
Yeah, there are some games that are just impossible with the way they're made.
I would prefer a game take all my attention and not spread my attention across multiple things at a time.
Fair enough. I mean, it's good that there's games for both types of people, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They nerfed the difficulty sum in PoE 2 with the last patch, says Emo.
They did, but it's still a game that, like, oh man, also feels super unrewarding. Like, you spend half an hour trying again and again to beat a boss, you finally beat it, and you just don't get anything for it. I can't stand
Oh,
that.
see, that's the best part about Dark Souls is you always get something for your efforts. You never don't get something. There's always a reward. There's always a little bit of candy, you know?
I think they really need to work on, like, rewards in PoE 2 because you feel like unfulfilled, I guess. Like, you can go an entire 4 bosses and multiple maps and just not get anything that you will use or care about or upgrade in any way, shape, or form. And it's like,
The Witcher series was also a series I struggle like getting into.
I haven't even tried playing the Witcher games myself. I've been curious to because like same developers, Cyberpunk, and I have put so many hours into that already. But I'm also just picking on the theming of a lot of things. I think when it comes to games though, like Dark Souls or like if it has the potential to spike my blood pressure and make me pissed off at it, I'm very selective on what games I'll let do that to me, basically. And it's mainly racing games that I'll let that slide with. Like, because I just like racing games, especially sim racing, as much as I do. Like, I'm not like any pro at it, but like I'll get into it and I'll get like pissed. I'll get mad because I'm not getting a time or whatever. I'm not winning the race, whatever. But like, I'll still want to push and play it. But any other kind of game, I won't have the patience for it. If it's like too frustrating, I put it down. At this point,
I don't mind like playing games where I have to like do some reading or whatever, but like I don't know, The Witcher I just got like kind of lost in, and I was just like, I could not figure out how to progress, and I just got irritated, put it down. And that's coming from a Dark Souls player. Like those games are notoriously hard to progress in.
Yeah. I think I've tried a couple different Souls type games at this point. Like I tried Dark Souls 3. I've tried other ones that are not Dark Souls, but like I've tried a little bit of Mortal Shell here and there, and I couldn't get into the rhythm of it. It just wasn't my thing.
The biggest problem...
But I'm also not big on melee stuff either, so...
Right. The biggest problem with like the Souls games is like they really aren't good until you find the weapons you like. And finding the weapons you like may mean like waiting until like a halfway through the game. And that does suck, but like... It's always the first playthrough that's the hardest playthrough.
Yeah. I'm usually one for instant gratification, although I will sit there and grind on like racing games because I want that one car, you know? But if there's some way I can cheat and get that thing faster, I'll do it.
Lucky for you, Red Tree, The Witcher is a fantasy novel. Why don't you just go read the books instead of play the game?
Or watch someone else play the game.
True.
I will say there's some games that I'd rather just watch somebody play it than actually play it because like visually it's enjoyable, but as far as gameplay goes, it's not my thing. But I can at least appreciate what they do visually with it, you know?
Yeah.
I definitely like that with Expedition 33, is it? The new one that's come out? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
There's a new turn-based one that is visually very impressive, but the gameplay is all about quick time events and dodges and stuff, and I can't get behind that. So I'd rather watch someone else play it.
I am really...
They can worry about the dodging.
I am really terrible at 2D platformers, but I really like Cuphead. Like, I don't play it at all, but I just really enjoy, like, the universe and the art behind it and, like, everything they had to do to, like, make it and all that stuff. But I'm not good at it, and I can't play it to save my life.
Halo games. Oh.
Man, I stopped playing Halo when I played Halo 3. That was my last one. I went back and I played Reach, but that was it. Like, I played it, I think, because, like, I had some friends recommending it, and I was like, alright, fine. But I haven't really, like, played a Halo game of my own volition since Halo 3.
I told myself I was going to go through and play the Master Chief Collection because I have it, and I still haven't. Like, I just never did. But I don't know, like Halo for me was just something to play at friends' houses. Like I never played fully through it. I never really like sat down with the campaign as much as I just went to friends' house and we just like screwed around with like energy swords and shit.
Right. I never did play Prince of Persia.
Same. I remember it coming out, but I never... Like, I remember like one person I knew like in middle school or high school had it on their PS2, but I never played it even. Younger though, like when I was younger, I didn't really play much outside of like Tony Hawk, Grand Theft Auto, like Need for Speed Underground, Midnight Club, that kind of stuff.
Dude, I love Midnight Club. I miss Midnight Club. Rockstar, bring back Midnight Club, please. All these other racing game companies are just totally flopping, and we need you now more than ever.
Thing is they're gonna put all that focus into the
no stop.
Making...
Shh. It's okay. We can pretend that it would be good. We can pretend in our head canon that it would be a good.
We can pretend that it would cost less than $100.
No.
That's my worry about the whole. Like I really want to play GTA 6. Like don't get me wrong. Like growing up playing GTA, I have enough that I want to play it, but at the same time, I'm gonna feel like such a sucker if I spend $100 on the game like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's when you protest by buying it on a shady site like G2A or something like that.
Yeah. Or I just wait until people say it's worth the money. Like if people say it is actually worth it, but I don't know. It's just really hard to justify that kind of price if that's actually what they're gonna do. I don't know. It's all rumor shit, but
I'm pretty sure they confirmed that that was their price point.
is that they confirm it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I get lost in all the news that they put out now, but
I mean, ain't nothing like Nintendo price points, but you know,
yeah.
at least it's just one game and not the entire catalog being atrociously priced.
Oh, you just
Thing is
reminded me,
also
I need to
is-
check I'm not still paying for Nintendo Online.
You know what?
cancel
I checked my bank yesterday and I saw a Nintendo Online account charge and I was like, yeah, no, that's not happening much longer.
Shit, I need to go check that.
Funny is Xbox almost got my money for that. You know, I was almost gonna go down for a Game Pass, but then I realized that the whole friends and family thing was just some temporary regional thing. I'm like, nope.
Game
If
Pass
they
is
can
great.
if they can make it friends and family, then I'll do it. But if not, then I have no reason to get it for myself because I don't use it. I've had it for myself and I don't use it enough. To
See, I
justify
use it. I like usually do at least like one game on Game Pass a month, which is it pays for itself at that point. Like if
Yeah.
I'm playing $60 games and I play $12 a month for Game Pass, that's already a value to me. So
Yeah. For me, I just wasn't even playing anything. I just was like, I don't know,
that
none of the
is
games
that
took
is
my
the
attention.
hardest part of Game Pass is you have to actually remember to check the platform that you're not more likely to use.
Yeah. Well, and that, and also like, and look at the catalog before getting it because, like, I mean, I paid for the PSN version of it too for a while,
Well,
and I was hoping month after month that they'd even add good games, and sometimes
Well,
they just wouldn't.
that's the thing is that the Xbox catalog is like changing so frequently. I don't even know if like looking at the catalog is like a good way to judge.
That's the other thing too. It's like if it's ever changing and the game I enjoy playing suddenly is not there anymore, then I'm not gonna want to pay for it anymore. You know,
Right.
like, and I'm very much one that hyper fixates on games. I get obsessed with the game. I don't put the game down. So like,
I play a
if
lot
they
of
suddenly
games
take
that
it
are
away-
like one and done kind of games.
so I want to go back and play through it if I like it enough. You know.
Like Atomfall. Atomfall was a great game. I'm glad I didn't have to play. I'm glad I didn't have to pay full price for it because I had it on Game Pass.
Mhm.
But Atomfall was really fun. But it's
Yeah.
not like a game I'm like craving to pick back up and like play it a billion times. Or like Avowed. Like I was curious about Avowed, but I didn't know if I was curious enough to pay for it. But hey, it was on Game Pass, so I was able to play it.
Yeah.
What else? There's been a few games that I've like gotten on Game Pass. Goat Sim 3 was another one like that. Buying the same game 3 times because it won't port over. You mean Nintendo?
Sounds like Nintendo.
Sounds like Nintendo, yeah. I mean, when you're paying, when you're making your customers pay like more than the original price of an old game for the old game on a new platform, that's just
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, literal nostalgia markup.
Literally, yeah.
See, for me, Nintendo has just never been like, I know there's people that play a lot of the games and have nostalgia for the games, and that's fine. I myself don't have really any nostalgia that I really hold on to too much of Nintendo. Like, I didn't really grow up with one, so I didn't really play it too much. And when I did, it was at friends' house, and it was just like, yeah, this is cool and all, but like, I could be playing Tony Hawk at home. Like, I could be playing a racing game at home. I could be, you know, instead of playing Mario Kart, I could be playing an actual like realistic car. That's kind of how my brain works with though. Like, Mario Kart games to me are those kind of karting games. It's too arcadey, not as big into it, you know.
The only
And,
like
like, a lot-
Nintendo games I ever really played like consistently were the Zelda games, and the more modern Zelda games just are like, I don't know, a lot of people really like them, and I'm not saying that they're objectively bad. I'm just saying that they aren't what I look for in a Zelda game.
I'm definitely a Nintendo kid. I grew up with an N64 and like Mario
see, like-
Kart and GoldenEye and Smash Bros and all that. It's just like
Yeah.
was my
I never
childhood.
liked Smash Bros because I could never focus on my character long enough to
I-
like win a fight.
Smash Bros. Just that's one of those games that I cannot.
It's
For me,
overwhelming.
when it's that's why I can't do top down type of games or like a game like League of Legends or Smite or any of those kind of games, Diablo. If it's top down, I know you can sit there and try to focus on your character, but when there's so much stuff happening around you, I can't focus. It's too many like explosions and too many numbers flying everywhere, and it's just chaos.
Me and you might literally have the exact opposite taste in games.
Legit.
Possible.
Everything you describe as a problem is exactly what I like in games.
I'm more a fan of like first person or like third person, but like from a close distance. Like
I feel like I dislike top-down games because it's too easy to read what's going on and there's no element of surprise, especially when it comes to MMOs, which is why I preferred Smite to League of Legends, is because Smite is third person and not top-down. It was like more of an element of surprise.
With it being zoomed out though, either way though too, like where it's like not like where you're just kind of watching them from above regardless. I don't like that angle. It feels disconnected for me and I just can't get into it. And when everything else starts happening, I get further disconnected because I can't focus on anything else.
I guess yeah, because I grew up playing like strategy games on the PC when I was like 10 years old, playing like Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, stuff like that. And I guess that kind of trains your brain to be able to see the battlefield not as if you're there, but like as a strategic map for you to manipulate.
I was talking to someone about this the other day. Like, I've been a PC gamer like basically my whole life, but my PC games that I played were like a lot of MMOs when I was younger, and like when I even younger than that was like games on disc, or I remember having like some games on floppy when I was really young. Mostly point and click.
So I was always just like a PlayStation kid for the most part. Like we had Sega early on, but like I had my own PlayStation at one point, and that was where I really started on
Sega.
But
so what you're saying is you were an Xbox person before you were a PlayStation person.
I mean, I was basically the little brother that was always going to be Tails no matter what when I was playing the Sega. You know, I was too young to really even grasp what I was really fully playing either. Like, I just remember playing Sonic, but not knowing what the hell I was doing. That's why I was second player.
Yeah.
So I was a little kid that didn't know what he was doing. But eventually when I got my own PlayStation, that's when I actually started like investing, like actually playing and focusing on stuff more, and gradually over time. But like my interests were cars. My interests were not anything with sword fighting or war or anything else like that. I just cared about cars. And so I wanted racing games. That's all I ever wanted back then. But then as soon as like Tony Hawk and a lot of those like action sports games came out, like I guess got really into those. Like they were fun. Trying to rack up high scores, do all the objectives, find all the stuff, you know.
Big numbers equals more better.
Yeah. But like, you know, and over time, like, you know, Grand Theft Auto comes out, and that was one of the big things I really like. I got into like GTA 3, and then from there I was hooked. I tried playing the top-down ones, funny enough, but like I never got into those actually either. But once they went 3D and it was like GTA 3 and on, I was in.
My first GTA was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and I just don't feel like there's been one that has been as good.
That is a very, very good game. Yeah, no, that was one that like it's they've improved their games for sure. Like they definitely have like made things like better as far as like quality of life and things you can do and all that stuff compared to that game. But just how that game plays and the story and everything. It was such a good game.
It was very like complete feeling, and it was
Yeah.
very. I mean, I don't know. Something about GTA 5 just feels like more commercial than.
Well, yeah, because it is, and like I don't know. For me, a lot of it's just because they focus so much on online that it's ruined a lot of it nowadays. When they were focusing on just the story, that was a lot better.
What's up, Cowgirl Moo? What's all, dude?
Other games I remember playing a lot when I was younger, though, too, was like Twisted Metal.
I always had friends
And,
that had
like-
that game, but I didn't have access to that game. My girlfriend in high school actually was, I think, the first time I played that game.
I had my step cousin around that time had Twisted Metal 3, and I would borrow that. And that also had like Rob Zombie and Pitch Shifter on the soundtrack too, so that even made it better.
Yeah.
And eventually, I remember like when I had PS2, is when Twisted Metal Black came out, and I remember playing that a bit. But also, I had another game that was like a copy. It was like another version of Twisted Metal by another company. It was called Vigilante 8 Second Offense is the one I had. Very much same concept and everything, just different developer. But it was a good game. Honestly, I played that more than I played Twisted Metal, I think.
Interessante.
Did you ever play Burnout?
A little bit.
I played Burnout. That was Blockbuster rental days for me. I have rented
Yeah, I
Burnout
think
from
I
Blockbuster.
might have also Blockbuster rented it.
I definitely played Burnout 3 a bit and Burnout Paradise a bit, but that's about as much as I did play of the Burnout games.
I think I only played 1 and 2.
I
don't
mean,
think I
those
played
are
3
the
or
only two
Paradise.
you really need to play.
Sorry, what was that?
Couch said those are the only 2 you need to play. And I said,
Yeah.
I don't think I've played the 2 that you've played. I think I've played 1 and 2, but not the 2 that you've played.
Yeah. I think I didn't go toward Burnout as much. Like, they were fun, but I think I preferred Need for Speed over Burnout as far as like the racing game at the time, because that was what like both EA, I think EA was on both those games.
Burnout
But
felt
I think
just different.
it was more
like-
arcadey for sure. Like, it was more like you had all the boost bar and all that stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, the whole
it
point
was
of it is
very-
just trying to go fast and wreck. So I mean, it did its job perfectly fine.
Right.
Yeah, it was very arcadey, and I had basically no friends who preferred Burnout to Need for Speed at the time. But
I was
I've
never.
always
I would have been your
much
friend
preferred
to
Burnout.
prefer Burnout to Need for Speed.
Also,
But, like-
the soundtrack on Burnout 3 is absolute cracked. Like,
Still to this day, the only time I've played a Need for Speed game, it
Um,
has either been an arcade game or at a friend's house.
I'm just gonna say whatever Burnout had various spoken language versions of Avril Lavigne's "I Don't Like Your Girlfriend" song.
that was Paradise. Yeah.
They had that in like various languages too. Like, I don't know why they
Yes.
pushed that song
Yeah.
so hard, but they did, and it was so annoying. I skipped it every single time.
Completely agree.
Hey,
yeah.
hey, you, I don't like your. Shut the fuck up! Like,
That's why I said Burnout 3 had a good soundtrack. Burnout Paradise could have and had some good songs, but yeah, also
some good songs. Yeah,
had some questionable choices.
But like, see, now as far as Need for Speed goes, now like Need for Speed Underground, Underground 2, Most Wanted, the original Most Wanted, not the second one that they came out with that sucks in my opinion. The original one that was like piss yellow. They
All about the
thought
piss yellow.
They thought that yellow filter brown idea was good back in the day or whatever. I don't know, but that game itself was fantastic. Like, and for me, a lot of it was the customization. I like customizing the cars, and I'll sit there and spend more time doing that than actually racing the car. So
I just
That's what
want to
drew
go
me
a
into
million
Need for
miles
Speed.
and smash it up.
I'm all right,
See,
Cow Goes
that's-
Moo. How are you?
that's why they both exist.
Yeah.
But Need for Speed Underground, yeah, no, Underground I played tons of. Underground 2, tons of.
When it comes to car customization, my brain just always goes to Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix. That's the one. That's the one. That had all the customizations I wanted when I was a kid.
At the time, they were definitely the top tier. Once they came out with theirs, it really did kind of put that pressure on Need for Speed, because for a while they were the one, and then yeah, it'll definitely put the pressure. Nowadays, honestly, Need for Speed, like the Need for Speed Unbound, the customization is fantastic. I love it. Like, it's absolutely great. Not to tell off a customer at work today.
Let's go. That's always a good day.
Yeah.
I got to yesterday on my drive home from work, I got to cut off the same guy that cut me off earlier because I took the smarter route home than he knew, I guess. That was satisfying. He like cut me off, and then I saw him going straight, and I'm like, I bet I'll meet him on the road again later at a different point in time. And then literally I turned onto the road that I thought I'd see him on, and he was like the guy behind me after I turned onto that road. I'm like, oh buddy, this is a 1-lane road. I'm making your life hell right now.
That sense of satisfaction when you're driving in traffic and you have somebody that's been like impatient or like, you know, rushing through traffic and trying to get ahead of you or whatever the entire time, and like either they get stuck in like the line of cars that's not moving and you just get to go past them, or like,
well, that was basically
you take an
happened,
alternate
right?
route and end up like going past them. Like, I love those days.
He cut me off from the left lane to get into my right lane where we were both turning right. So he cut in front of me to turn right in front of me, right? And then we went down the same road for a while. And then there's been construction on this road that I take to work for like years now, right? And he chose to sit in the construction line, and I chose to go through the residential area. And the second I popped out of the residential area, I was back in front of him. So it was really funny because he was just sitting there flipping me off the whole time. But like, what else are you gonna do, dude? Like, you're gonna be stuck behind me. This was your own fault. If you were just chill, I wouldn't have did you like this, man. I'm sorry.
But you had to be a dick.
Audi drivers, am I right?
Oh, Audi drivers.
Oh.
What do you drive to?
I have a Nissan Sentra 23 new car.
Ooh.
My little car finally gave out on me, and it gave out on me during a time when the used car market was basically just as bad as the new car market. So I just ended up getting a new car because I was going to pay basically the same thing for a used car.
Fair enough. I've actually got my MOT coming up in 4 hours.
Oh, what's that?
An MOT? Wait, do you... Oh, you're not calling it that in America.
Probably not.
It's like a certificate check to see if your car is road legal. And
like
yeah,
smog,
we call it
or like
smog
a safety
here.
check. Well, no, that's more emissions, really, I guess.
Right, but it's
We
like
have
the
to do it
closest
once a
thing we
year.
have.
It's not emissions though. It's like
like an actual safety, like it's like roadworthy test.
yeah, check that your brakes aren't worn down.
Your brakes, your tires, and all that. Like you're not you're not unsafe on the road driving.
Yeah, we have to
Essentially.
have a certificate every year that says our car is.
As
There might
as
be
strict
states
as,
that do that, but
yeah,
not
say,
in a
as
state
strict
I've
as
lived in
that's
before.
as strict as that sounds, I'm not entirely against that. Because
Nope.
I would rather people, because that's how accidents happen a lot of times, is people not looking at their tires or their brakes.
Yeah, I
And,
mean,
you know,
yeah, like for an average person, knowing that your brakes have worn down to the point where it's dangerous is really tricky to know. Like,
until you don't feel them anymore.
There's ways of checking, obviously, but like, Yeah, until
But,
they start
I mean,
slipping, and then you're in
I'll
the
be
danger
honest,
zone
like,
already.
as someone that is a car, like, I mean, I like cars. I don't work on them too much, but like, I do like cars. I do know how to work on them. Just getting busy with day-to-day life, you forget that stuff so fast until like one
For
day you're like,
sure.
wow, my brakes are like way down because I've had no time but to just work and not think about this.
See, that's
And
one
so like,
benefit that I really like about having like a new car is I can just take it back into the dealership and they just have free checkups just whenever I have the time to do it.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
I can't afford that.
Yeah.
I'm too broke.
It's
I don't
worth
have a
it.
good job.
If I had to choose between like, paying for a new car or paying out the nose for parts that I have to replace every month, like with my minivan, that was my first car that I had to replace like literally everything in because everything was broken, I would choose a new car.
Thing is, cars are expensive regardless, no
That's
matter what.
true.
You're paying money. Like,
That's true.
even on what I have right now, I'm paying like nearly $300 a month for a
Oof.
shit box.
Yeah.
And like, I honestly have thought about it. Like, I would rather own own a car that I'm just fixing up a little bit, because dealing with dealerships isn't always the funnest time, especially when they like to claim that, oh, this was covered, but now it's not covered or something like that. Like, they can do shady shit at dealerships. That's why I'm like really iffy about them. But it was necessary to get me a car when I did get one. But I kind of just want to buy like an old Subaru.
No, I keep doing that turn wrong.
Plus, I'm sick of having a Ford. I'm sick of having this thing. It's
I have a
So I-
2016 Golf, which
ooh.
is
My
from that
coworker
period
just got
where-
one.
It's from that period where Volkswagen lied about their emissions, which is quite
Yeah.
but it's a great
Hi,
car.
Liz.
Doesn't cost much
Um,
to keep up. Doesn't break down ever, basically. Emissions are
Volkswagens,
questionable because of
as long as you have like the tools or you have a good shop or whatever, like a Volkswagen's great. I would take a Volkswagen. But me, I'd want to buy the tools so I can work on it myself even.
I live about 100 meters away from a Volkswagen dealership, so
Oh, so you're fine. You're set.
yeah.
Like, and like with me, like I'm down. Like, I'm not far from my dealership if I really needed to get to it, but I honestly don't trust my dealership that I bought my car from because they were already shady in the entire deal as is. So I don't really have like any like confidence in the dealership to actually like do things right majority of the time. But
Yeah, there's this one car shop that like I'd say they're kind of family friends. The guy who runs it is really strange. He's like a germaphobe, but to the extreme. I don't know if you've seen the show Monk, but he actually kind of reminds me of Monk a lot. Anyway, he's a lovely guy and he's a family friend, but I don't like taking my car there simply because their replacement vehicles are like, how is this allowed to be on the road?
Yeah,
It's
no.
like, it's a vehicle that it's like a van that's rusted through.
Jeez.
The
Oh, yeah,
gear
no.
takes like a fucking bodybuilder to move this gear stick. Like, I can't handle how bad their replacement vehicles are, and
See-
they take quite a while to go over vehicles as well. But yeah, it's tricky because like I know their guarantee won't screw you over. They won't charge extra, and yeah, it's just I don't like going there.
it's fair. See, I grew up in a family. Well, I grew up in like two households of different like car tastes. Like, there was one side of the family I had that was like all about American muscle, Chevys, hands down, was like the biggest thing, right? And then the other side of the family was a grandpa that like worked on like kind of everything, but favored European cars. I think more so than anything, like was a big fan of Jags and like BMWs and stuff for a while, but also would like work on like a Geo Metro and drive that around everywhere, you know? So like been around a bit of it to like see and hear about cars that are good and bad, at least from their experiences, like
I
from
actually
both
don't know what
families.
a Geo Metro is.
So a Geo is a Chevy essentially, or a Suzuki, funny enough as well. It's a very small. So Geo itself was like a small economy brand in like the late 80s to 90s, And it was just like small, compact, fuel efficient, just basic cars that were made by Suzuki, I think, in part with Chevy or GM at the time. And so you have like Suzuki Swift is the same thing as a Geo Metro, whereas a Suzuki Samurai is a Geo Tracker, which is like a little Jeep looking thing.
Sure.
They're very popular in the States because of how gas efficient they are, especially with our pricing out here. And that's part of why our grandpa bought them, because they were, when pricing in the States, especially California, were going up, he was buying the really fuel efficient car at the time, and that was the Geo Metro. And it is a bare bones 3-cylinder, just little car. It's a itty bitty car. Little, not a smart car, small, but like close. But they're very simple to work on, and like cheap to work on too. So like that's why they were kind of like sought after in a sense.
They were also little balls of death. Can confirm. I was in a car accident in one.
Yeah. Very much. There ain't much protecting you. What's funny is after said accident, our grandpa still went to the site of the crash and picked up the car and took it back home for parts.
Yep.
Waste of opportunities now.
Oh,
Make sure family's okay, yeah, but like get the car. Yeah, get the car.
Keep screwing up the downward tube bit.
Same.
You gotta like swing high and then like dip down.
Well, I am in the ball sack, so that does work for me.
Yeah. Right in the ball sack.
I think it's a bit cold outside. bit nippy.
Shrivels you right up.
A little bit of shrinkage.
Little shrinkage never hurt no one.
Am I gonna get a finish? Already got a finish. What am I talking about?
Susita? I haven't heard of that. My favorite cheap car related story is Susita. It was a car
Oh, it's an
manufactured in
Israeli car.
Israel with a fiberglass body.
Huh.
Also, hello, Cookie.
Oh.
The rumors
Would you
is that the camels and horses used to eat them. You imagine you just hear this crunch, 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 and it's just a camel just gnawing on a car.
It's a tasty car. It's kind of a trip though, because like, especially living in California, in various parts of California, like there's some parts where you really only saw like, you know, your basic cars and stuff, like your basic daily drivers, and like the most common car at one point in one area was like a Kia. But like also growing up in SoCal, where it was like some rich bougie areas, you saw a lot of Mercedes and a lot of like Bentleys even, and I'd see Ferraris and stuff a lot because it was just like a rich area.
Maseratis are wildly popular where I live, and I have no idea why.
Wildly popular, but wildly unreliable. That's the funny thing about those. Like they're known to have like horrible bills that you got to pay on those things, like just for all the work that needs to get done.
I really want a 90s Miata right now. I have an 08 Miata. I broke my
If I
face
could
with a
fit-
Miata. That's why I'm called Two-Face.
If I could fit in a Miata, I'd get a Miata. Oh, pop-up headlights.
You gotta get the headlights that can wink, you know? You gotta be able to control one at a time.
I would. If I had money to actually modify cars, I would totally want to build a Miata. Like if I actually could like afford to have a garage someday, maybe in some dream world. Have a whole line of Subarus and Miatas and stuff like that.
I've seen a 90s Miata today on the road. I don't want one.
I just want one because it's like I'd want to make a little track car out of it or something, or a little like autocross car.
I want like a 90s M3. That's what I want.
If I ever get a BMW, I want a 5 Series wagon. Like a late 90s to early 2000s 5 Series wagon. That'd be set.
I want a 69 Chevrolet Impala, but that's just because I'm a fan of Supernatural.
It's fair. It's a good car. If it came down to American like muscle old cars like that, forever I'm always gonna say a Camaro, especially like a 69 to 67, 67 to 69 Camaro. But I would take any year of a Camaro, honestly, even the shittier ones. I just grew up with my dad having one, and I've always loved him since. Like I kind of like the idea of getting even one of the new ones, the newer generations. As impractical as it would be for me to have a car like that.
I want a 64 Impala because I'm a fan of Eazy-E, lol.
Rolling down the street in my 6'4".
Go on.
Yes.
See, I get to live vicariously through my boss, and it's good to see him with his lowriders. He's all about Cadillacs, and so he has like old Cadillac DeVilles and stuff that he's like decked out with Daytons and like hydraulic kits and the chrome and stuff. It's wild.
I think the thing that makes me like laugh the most about cars, like as of late, is like every time I see a Shelby branded Mustang, I kind of die a little bit inside.
Why? Just because the name's on it?
Yeah, like.
I mean, they bought it. They'll put it on whatever at this point.
Right, that's the problem though. That's the problem though, right? It's just the name anymore. It's literally just a word. Like
yeah, well, they use it for their high performance one typically. That's what they use as the branding for it. You know, just like Chevy was doing like LT1 or whatever it was, or no, it was. They did a certain thing. There was like a certain name for that one. Either way, they have weird branding thing. DeLoreans. As impractical and as much of a headache they are doing upkeep as far as stock goes, I would love a DeLorean. I want one so bad as a project car. And this is in the realm of me having a garage I could afford to do shit with. But like I love the idea of swapping a engine into a DeLorean and making it really stupid fast. And I would swap the panels. I would take off all the stainless steel and make it like fiberglass or something. Honestly, that thing like a stealth black would be pretty sick.
How are you an entire second ahead? What?
What?
What am I doing wrong?
Oh, you got to hit that first downhill very like.
It's
the right
yeah, it's
way.
it's literally all in the first turn. This whole track is like all of the speed is in the first turn.
Oh, you're going wider than I have been. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta hit it. You gotta be really smooth. You're getting like maximizing the downhill. There we go. 32.077
Sniped second place at the last second.
at the last second.
Yup. At my age, I don't drive cars without good AC, heating, and heated seats. Dude, okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm all about comfort vehicles these days. Like, I just genuinely don't care about high performance anymore. Like, it sounds nice, but like I would rather have like at least a working AC, man. Like
Yeah. Well, the thing is like, if you're willing to deal with it, then yeah. Like, if you're willing to deal with the discomforts of having a sports car, race car, whatever, then sure. But otherwise, yeah, just get yourself a comfy car. Like, I'm also just someone that's used to rolling with the windows down anyways, so AC
Yeah.
just slows things down, so at least in any car I've had. I'm used to AC being a bog on the system. But having a car that's able to actually perform while running the AC would be really nice. And I know a lot of newer cars can do that. Hell, even driving Lupin's car
What does
is
Lupin's
like
drive?
nice. He has a 2016 Chevy Malibu, which honestly is really nice. Like it's actually a really nice car. Like interior wise, it feels like luxury. It's a nice one. The infotainment system works decent and well. It's good screen and all that. Like AC is great. Has a heated steering wheel, heated seats.
I gotta say, I do
You
really
know?
enjoy having Android Auto.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to put in my car, but it's about $1,000 at least for me to upgrade my stereo deck and everything.
Yeah.
To the point that I wanted to upgrade it to, like just to get like good sound in that car, it would be at least $1,000 just to be like. Cause I have to replace the dash kit, because I can't just put like a deck in. I have to replace the whole fascia. It's annoying. But yeah, no, the Chevy Malibu's like he has the Premier, and it's like got like a little. It's got like a little turbo in it too, so it's got a little pep to it. Nothing crazy, but enough that like you can get ahead in traffic a lot faster. But it's a nice car. Like it drives super smooth. It's super nice. It's super clean, and he's not had really any issues with it in the years that he's had it. Almost a decade now. Not to say Chevy's without its issues ever. Like I'm pretty sure there's some recall issues I may have had here and there, but like generally it's been a good car.
I mean, these days most car companies get their parts made by the same providers. Like, let's
Yeah,
be
a lot of
honest,
times.
like, they're all the
thing is,
same
is like,
car.
One thing is an American car isn't necessarily even American. You
Yeah,
know? And that's the
exactly.
thing is, and like not necessarily always a bad thing either, because like who's to say we can produce it any better? So like I've seen bad produced things in the States just as much. So
Yeah.
case in point, Tesla. But I'm pretty sure there's plenty of foreign parts on those too. Like
Tesla's.
they have to.
like,
you have to.
We live in a global economy, man. Like, of course,
Yeah.
there's foreign parts on a Tesla, dude.
Exactly.
Like, when I worked at SpaceX, we got parts from like crazy far away, dude. Like, I'd see like addresses on parts that were like places I'd never heard of before. I'm sure if SpaceX is sourcing parts from places like that, Tesla for sure is.
That's why he's freaking out about the tariffs. It's actually affecting him. Yeah, no. I don't know. Like for me, as far as cars go, like I have my preferences as far as origin. Like I like German cars, but I don't have enough experience with them myself to, want to own one just yet. But I do like the idea of having one. Like I've been curious with BMWs and Audis. But like I like my Japanese cars mostly. And like I've always been a Chevy fan, but like Chevy has its hit or miss moments for sure. Ford has cool cars, but not all my favorite, and Dodge is kind of like, I don't know.
Dodge is Dodge.
They're very cheap. They're very cheap in quality. Like, yeah, you're gonna get some high performance car, but I'm surprised it stays together by the time it gets to the end of the strip. So
the thing about like a car is like, how many hands do you think a single car passes through? Like how many total people do you think are involved in the manufacturing of a car? Like individual
it's gotta be
persons.
At least one.
yeah.
Well, like, and I'm like including like machining of the engine block, like, manufacturing of all the hoses and tubes in the car, all the belts, like all that stuff. Like there are hundreds of people that touch every single piece of a car. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna mess up somewhere, and depending on what like third party you're using or whatever you're using to get your parts, or however you're installing your parts, depending on what your third party that you're using to get your parts is doing, or what you as a direct manufacturer are doing, what you do or don't have control of, there's always going to be a flaw. There's never not going to be a flaw.
I think that's kind of why, in one hand, while it's nice to have a new car and have all the new amenities and stuff, like, my concern, I guess, comes in, like, as a fan of Subarus, right? I know what to expect on the old engines, and I know what to look for on the old engines because they've been around enough.
You're more
but like
informed,
on the new engines,
yeah.
I'm less informed on the newer one because it hasn't been tested, it hasn't been put through its paces.
Right.
So when they come out with a new platform, I'm iffy. Like, I don't know, like,
right.
I want to see how this thing performs after about 5 years because that's how long, like, until those issues maybe start popping up. So when I buy this thing brand new, and am I going to trust that its internals are going to be like rock solid? Or did they mess up on this new iteration? You know, it's just like buying a new console for gaming. Like, you don't buy the first edition. You wait until they revamped it. You know, that's typically what you would do, right? You wait until they've worked out the kinks, and then it's a better performing device, you know? And that's like with cars, with like Subaru's example, like I know what engines I'd want to go for or not, you know, or like what models I'd want to go for because I know what headaches to expect. Because they're all going to have it. You're all going to have headaches. That's a car. Cars are pain. So Donut Media, they got that right.
Like a new OBS version. Cookie. Speaking from personal experience, are we? Never install before second patch is out. Lol.
I don't know, like, and like with the car I have right now, I think for me, having a car, I want something that I can enjoy that is like my car and I can kind of personalize it. That's just kind of how I look at it personally. I know it's not like the same view for everybody. Not everybody wants to modify their car. Not everybody wants to do all this stuff to it. But like, I myself would like to do stuff like that if I could afford to, you know?
You know,
not saying I want to make some monster horsepower car, but I just want to make it nice. I want to like have nice rims and have nice sound and be good. You know?
I'm that person where when I stop and think, oh, I could do this to my car, I also think, that makes my car more identifiable. People that dislike me or cops will be easier to find me. I don't know about that. Maybe I just keep it stock.
Like, but then you might as well not put any stickers or anything personal.
Yeah, I don't have any stickers. I don't have any stickers.
Like,
I'm number plate.
I'm the one that puts stickers on my car. I'm the one that likes to put stuff in my car.
No,
so
that's
like,
legitimately why I don't put stickers on my car, because I'm like, that makes me identifiable. No.
How many people are you pissing off regularly, Two-Face?
Yeah, that's the other thing is just try not pissing people off on the road. Maybe you won't have to deal with that.
I mean,
piss less people off.
I don't, but the paranoia in me goes, this is the smart way.
I have more the paranoia of cops pulling me over. But even then, don't be an idiot on the road. Don't pull attention to yourself, and you won't get pulled over. Like,
I can't even. When was the last time I was pulled over? I've been in the car with Megan more times pulled over than I've been pulled over myself.
Damn, I've been pulled over twice.
I think I've also been pulled over twice. No, maybe only
once. Three times. I've been pulled over 3 times. I've gotten a ticket on one of those times. I got a warning on the other 2.
For the life of me, I can't remember being pulled over more than once. And
I was pulled over with Mom.
I never got a ticket being pulled over, but I have gotten tickets from getting caught by like the speed cams.
I've had that. I got a ticket from that. I got a ticket in the Geo Metro for it being out of tags, the tags being out, even though DMV had given us a slip that let us drive, we still got a ticket. And I've gotten warnings for breezing through a stop sign at like 3 a.m.
Oh, come on, we're Californians.
Oh, I know. No, I was literally in the middle, and I was up near Bernie, mind you. So you kind of know where that's at, you know, middle of the night, nobody's on the road. I managed to get the one sheriff in the truck that was driving by as soon as I breezed that stop sign.
Lol.
And he gave me a warning. He's like, your car's smoking, by the way. I'm like, yeah, it's got an oil leak. Don't worry about it.
All right, well, I think I'm going to call a stream here, folks. Thanks, Catch and Zed, for joining me today. It was fun. If you guys
Good times.
want to chill or hang out or whatever more, I have a Discord that you guys can join as soon as I get to my button right here. Yeah, click that if you're not in there or whatever, and come hang out. You'll get notifications in there. Also, if you want to get notifications here, and this isn't me just being a shill, but if you want to know when I'm live and feel like you keep missing me live, the bell button actually does things for people who stream. So you know, bell button. Also, if you haven't subscribed or liked the stream, you should do that because that's a cool person thing to do. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. I love you all. Bye.
Bye bye.